Hey, what's up guys? Little man with a big opinion here. Spent most of the day doing some videos for the bushcraft shelter, so expect that video to come out after I edit it all together. But in today's prepping video, I'm going to talk about the things as a prepper that you shouldn't do or is strongly unadvised as I walk back to my car. First thing is, if you have the wherewithal to have a bug out location, or if you already have one, or you could possibly live at your bug out location and you're not actively improving on it, then that's a no-no. In most situations, you want your home to be your castle, and that's your most defended and well-rehearsed place. It's typically where you keep all your stuff. But having a backup plan is important. And the number two thing, which I've talked about a lot before, is living in big cities. If you can avoid it, then avoid it. If you're not actively, if it's not a goal that you're actively trying to achieve to get out of that situation, then you're not putting yourself in the best situation to be a prepper. Not only is having the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around you is your first indicator, then your second, when society collapse and you get past that point of the roving hordes trying to, stay fed, stay connected, you live in a massive concrete abode that it's pretty difficult to hunt, fish, grow crops in, get livestock going when you're in that massive area. Those areas are going to be the hardest hit because of your mass reliance on technology. If electricity went out in a big city, your transportation's out, the water being pumped in to the city is out, and it gets chaotic there a lot quicker than it gets chaotic in other places. So, avoiding the inner cities as best as possible, because while I do say you should be, actively trying to get out of that situation, sometimes you got to go to those big cities. Sometimes, without those big cities, you can't shop for some of the things you need. We always, drive into Austin. We live like an hour and a half from Austin. Oh, I guess they dumped the couch. I must be pretty close to the road already. But I think I'll sit down on it. Nah, I'll keep going. But avoiding that area will save you a lot of heartache. And being outside of the inner city, it allows you to do the things that makes you self-sustainable. So it provides, the space to have livestock, to plant crops and orchards and more storage for your food items and stuff. Next thing, as a prepper, the birds are going nuts because it's sun's on its way down, is boasting about being a prepper, telling people I've stored X amount of supplies, because regardless of if they're friends or family, and as a prepper, it's a very libertarian mindset to have, you have taken that step into taking care of yourself and your family. But anything extra, as much as you might love some of these people, is extra work for you, and you've got to have, limits on what you are willing to accept. Oh, got a full clay pigeon here. I'll go put it on our stack of wood and maybe save it for next time unless it breaks in the rain. But boasting about what you have is just an invite for disaster, because what it does is people are going to go to the path of least resistance, especially if it involves their hunger level, their hydration level, their want and need for security and some resemblance of a time before. And you as a prepper, you're prepping because you don't want a change in your lifestyle. Oh, I do want the water bottle out of here. And I definitely should have brought more when I was out there, but I'll just fill it up with some of the stuff I got in the trunk. But that leads me into your next thing, going into situations unprepared. And what I mean by that is what you're wearing, what you keep inside your vehicle, the mindset that you have. Let me lower the steering wheel. The mindset that you have, it plays a pretty big role in, how you can stay prepared. And got some head hair going on with the beanie. So I'm guilty of this. I lived in Corpus Christi when I went to college for 5 years. And it's hot, it's humid down there. It's windy all the time. And I wore, swim trunks, fishing hats, fishing shirts, and Crocs a lot. That was just, the style of the area. And now that I've got into teaching, it's not really appropriate for that. I'm having to change up my dress attire a little bit. And so now I typically go back and forth between, denim cowboy boots and a nice shirt, or a polo and these like hiking style pants. They're Wranglers and they're at Walmart. They're like $21 a piece, and I love them. I'm actively purchasing more pairs of them because I like those shirts or these pants that much. And when I wear these pants, I wear hiking shoes. So, I understand wanting to look good or look the part of where you're at. But being in flip flops in public and a situation comes up versus hiking shoes, boots, tennis shoes. I'd rather be in the latter three than the front three. Uh, Weather permitting, you know, I've known several people that, they won't bring a jacket with them when it's cold because they go outside, they push start their car, they get ready, and they get in their car, they go to wherever they need to go, and then they go get inside the building that has a heater, and it's just fine. I remember having that mindset in high school. When I walked to school, it was like, hey, I'm only going to be cold for a little bit. But then they get the heater going in the school, and it's going to be hot, and didn't wear a jacket a lot. But you're setting yourself up for failure like that. So it's just a little extra level of preparedness that could mean a pretty big difference. Uh, you're more on your A game if you're wearing clothes that you can be physical in, uh, clothes that you don't mind having to, you know, tough it out and, bug out home or anything like that. This is still ice. Uh, and, what you carry with you. So most people got their cell phone in their wallet, uh, having a pocket knife with you, having a lighter with you. Uh, these cargo style pants, they typically keep like peanuts or some sort of snack in the pocket. Uh, so I'm not going crazy with what I carry on my person. Because the very next thing is standing out. Uh, you want to be the gray man, as people have called it. You want to blend in with your surroundings, if I will say. But what I mean by blending in is you want to look like every other Joe Schmo. And, you know, the old saying is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And a more modern saying that I actually heard uh, when I was watching Steven Crowder is be capable of being the school bully, but don't act on it. So, different way to phrase it, but uh, you don't want an issue to pop up where you are the first target because you need to be able to react in that situation. So, another pretty common thing is the argument for concealed carry versus open carry. Um, do you want people to know you have that tool, or would you rather they know you have the tool after you present it? It's the same thing with a pocket knife. Do you want to carry a giant Bowie knife, or you know, just your everyday carry capacity knife? Whatever fits in your pocket. Uh, what you put on your vehicle could make you stand out. So you put your political stickers or uh, just any stickers at all could, separate you in a crowd. Uh, you're allowed to wear a bulletproof vest and be all tactical, but you want to be standing out like that. Uh, so dressing moderately, but having the tools to take care of yourself, and other people only know you have those tools, when you feel it's necessary to use those tools. Uh, and then I guess my last thing for preppers on what you should not do is don't get complacent, don't plateau, if you will, which it can be difficult, once you hit that level, continuing to climb. Uh, I feel comfortable with the amount of rice and beans that I have, so I changed up my food storage strategy, and I'm now putting away more freeze dried foods. Uh, so if you are a smart prepper, and I'm not saying if you don't do this, you're dumb, but most people, it's smarter if you do budget. You make sure you get all your bills paid, and, you know, it helps with the daily struggle, the daily grind. And if you've budgeted money into prepping and you hit that point where you're like, wow, we have a lot of food, I think we're okay. And you stop putting away the food. Uh, you stop, getting recertified in CPR and first aid. You stop watching the YouTube videos as, preppers give you more ideas and suggestions. Uh, you get complacent, you plateau, you think you've hit peak level. And I mean, I guess that's one great reason why I enjoy, doing the YouTube videos is it keeps me making more videos, and without regurgitating the same thing over and over and over again, um, I have to do more research on stuff. I have to pay more attention to the news, buy different gear because, hey, this stuff's lighter, but I'll stick with this because I like the durability. Or I moved to a different area, so the camo that I wear needs to be a different color. Or, as most preppers say, you can never be over prepared. You never feel like you're ever going to get to that point where you feel, safe. You could have a fully functioning ranch, 20 years worth of food put away, and all of the guns and walls and everything built, and you could feel safe now. That food supply could get compromised. Your animals could die, and you're back at square one. So now I'm splitting my food up into different areas, and, you know, I got 20 years worth of food, but now I need 25. It's a never-ending grind. And so, as a prepper, whether you're new or you've been doing it for a while, you're seasoned, uh, not getting complacent, not plateauing is something that you should do. Uh, it's like that with everything. You know, if you work out, do you stop when you can squat 3 plates? Most likely not. You get to the point where you squat 3 plates and now you want to do four. Uh, in your job, you're happy with your job and they're paying you 50,000 a year. Do you want to stop at 50? No, I want to get paid 55. Or, it's like that with everything. And it should be the same way with prepping as well. So, in the comment section down below, if you're still here, then what are your suggestions on what preppers shouldn't do? And let's get a discussion going. Uh, Other than that, expect a bushcraft video at some point uh, after I edit it all together. And hit the subscribe button and the bell because you never know when I release a video. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one.